Yes, I know, Ali. Also Ali, do you know what I heard?
What?
I heard Chris spent a little time as the director at the Learning Technology Unit / Correspondence School. A great learning experience for Chris, but I heard it wasn't his calling.
Really? Why?
Well, I think I heard. He learned that he asks way too many questions.
Well, is that not a good thing, Hunter?
Well, sometimes it is Ali, but sometimes it isn't. You know, you just don't want to be insubordinate.
Oh, I suppose you don't want to be that key, do you, Hunter?
No, you don't. So back to his home unit, that is, the assessment for learning unit, Chris went.
Well, that seems like a good plan for him.
But of course he wasn't alone in doing that work, Ali.
That is true, he sure wasn't the only one doing the assessment work, Hunter. There was an incredibly productive and very happy team Chris was on.
Yes, I see with the binoculars the whole team. There is Rick, Jolene, Brent, Teresa, Carol Ann, Maria, Christina, Gail and many others. Look, there are also teachers and other educational stakeholders helping out in the process too.
Incredible. I see literally hundreds of thousands of students participating in assessments. And thousands of teachers either administrating, scoring, or standard setting the assessments. Crazy.
And do you see, there are even other educational partners involved in the assessment for learning process.
Yikes, they were absolutely crazy back when.
Seems like it. From the math pilot in 2002 in Lloydminster, to having the full-bore reading and mathematics assessments in 2009 and 11, they had over 70,000 students participating in each of those assessments years. You know, they look exhausted, but oh, so happy.
That's because they were so engaged and proud of their provincial educational work.
Yes, I guess those were the days. Chris was running super fast towards the outfield and made it to second base in his work career baseball game.
I think he was having the time of his work life, as he ran towards the outfield.
Yes, he and his teammates were outstanding in their field at that time. Hee.
Oh, Hunter, that was a good one. Hee.
After he got to second base, he actually took a second deferred salary in 2012.
Again? What did he do this time?
Well, I think he did a lot of volunteer work at the Little League baseball fields where his son played baseball.
Well, the baseball team continue for Chris.
Right, the baseball theme really does continue. Ali, he comes back from his deferred salary and he's on second base and ready to head to third.
Sounds exciting, Hunter.
Well, it is, kind of. Remember when you are on second base in the baseball game, everything looks so much different for the player. And I have to say, things looked quite different for Chris when he returned from his deferred salary in September 2012.
What do you mean, Hunter?
Well now, there is no provincial assessment for learning program anymore. There is no Rick Johnson in the assessment unit. Though Rick did stay in the ministry, thank goodness, and there was new senior leadership for Chris to report and adjust to.
Yikes, what did Chris end up working on when he returned?
Well, thankfully he did get to direct his energies onto the new grade 12 math provincial exam conceptual framework, but after the first year was asked to direct his talents towards supporting the use of the Our School data in schools, the ministry, and the sector to develop actions for improvement.
Well, that sounds right up his wheelhouse, Hunter. Large-scale data gathering, data interpretation, and using results to develop action for improvement. This is fantastic.
Yes, he was very excited to be working on this project, as he very much understood that this work had the potential to contribute to real, and perhaps positive actions, and change, for students at the school division and provincial levels.
Yes. This is a great project and trip for him to get from second base to third base.
True, but after just a little while, he was asked to cover a position for 1 year dealing with Stats Canada work. So off he went.
Well, that sounds pretty good too.
It was. Especially because he got to work with his old buddy. Well, he isn't that old. Though he is older than Chris, Rick Johnson. That year went by very quickly for Chris.
I would imagine it did. There was lot to learn in some exciting new areas of educational statistics. If that can be exciting?
It can be. It really can be. Well, not for me personally, Ali, but I hear it is for Chris, and for a few other, and I would say, quite unique types of people in the ministry. Hee. They know who they are.
Well, educational statistics does nothing for me, either, Hunter. there is good news too. Finding this commonality between us Hunter, we are in the majority.
Speaking of the majority, Chris definitely wasn't in that group at work, especially when it came to leveraging the deferred salary program that every government employee has access to.
What do you mean?
Well, if you can believe it, he took yet another deferred salary after only about 3 or 4 years of work since his last one.
What? That is crazy. How can he afford to retire now if he kept taking all those deferred salary?
Easy. He kept buying back his retirement time as soon as he returned to work after his deferred salaries. He says it's in the compounding interest of math.
What?
Oh, Ali, don't worry about that. It's his silly math humor.
Okay Hunter, I won't worry about it. So where is Chris now?
Well, Chris is at third base and ready to head home, literally.
It appears that he got from second base to third base quite easy. It was nothing like the running he had to do going from first base to second base. Why is that, Hunter?
We won't get into that, Ali. At least we shouldn't right now. Sound good?
Okay, we won't. So Hunter, Chris is at third base, heading down that last 90 feet of work at the Ministry of Education. What obstacles were thrown his way? Was it a squeeze play on a bunt?
Well, kind of, Ali.
What do you mean?
Well, the work for Chris really did change during this last 90 feet of base running to the home plate. Or should I say his retirement?
How so?
First, one of the biggest changes for him was that his work went from numbers, if you can believe it, to words.
Oh my goodness.
I know. He isn't so good with words, especially the written word. And the assessment unit work truly transformed into a document production unit before his very eyes. And then
what?
COVID-19 hit the world.
Oh yes, how could I forget?
Despite these two major obstacles, Chris did say he enjoyed his final dash to home plate.
Really?
Yes, really. Chris said because he got to spend some fantastic quality time discussing and hammering out project work plans, and then redo the same project work plan, and then redo the redoed work project plans again with some awesome colleagues. Overall, it was pretty good. In addition, he really appreciated being totally supported, like a major crutch, with his inability to compose sentences, by a very talented colleague while trying to redo the 1991 assessment resource. You know Ali, I don't know how she did it.
Me neither, but she did it. Thank goodness.
Yes indeed, thank goodness.
So Hunter, is there a final score to this baseball game?
Well Ali, I think the result of this game is even, Steven.
Really?
Yep. Both the citizens of Saskatchewan and Chris won at the end of the day, or should I say baseball game.
I agree with you Hunter, I agree.
Thank you for listening, or should I say enduring the audio recollection of the life and times of Chris Atkinson in the big leagues of education within Saskatchewan. We would like to thank Hunter Anderson, named after Daryl Hunter and David Anderson, as well as Ali Pace, named after Sandra Allen and Sandra Pace. These four namesakes for the narrators were colleagues of Chris's early years at the Ministry of Education. Gone from the ministry, but not forgotten. Again, thanks for listening.